You're listening to KPG 66.5, Dinosaur Talk Radio, your favorite prehistoric podcast for research, entertainment, and all things dinosaurs.
Welcome, dinosaur fans. I'm your host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and you're listening to KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio, your favorite prehistoric podcast for research, entertainment, and all things dinosaurs. Those terrible lizards, that's who we're talking about today and every day, actually. We are ready to kick off Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. DCW, DCW, DCW. We have made it here in the arena, and we are talking all about dinosaur battles for today. But before then, you guys, today is Friday, April 17th, and it is time for an epic prehistoric battle for the century. We're going to be talking about all kinds of dinosaur battles, from weapons. What do the dinosaurs need to truly be able to have the most epic prehistoric battle ever? So that's what we're talking about today, Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. But before we get to that, you guys, segment number 2, let's go ahead and talk about let's talk about last week. I was gone for last week. It was my family spring break, you guys. We went out to Tennessee. We flew into Nashville, Tennessee. The morning we flew in, you guys, it started snowing here in Omaha. So we had a little bit of snow, sleet, a little bit of ice. They had to de-ice our plane. It took like 45 minutes on the tarmac. Thankfully, we got to Chicago. We had to run across the airport to make our next flight. We got to Nashville safely. My mom picked us up and her boyfriend Danny, and you guys, we just had an amazing weekend. What were the highlights? We went to the Wonders Center and Science Museum. We did a Grand Ole Opry backstage tour. We went to downtown Broadway Street. We went to the Nashville Zoo. We did all kinds of beehive fun, and we had great food, and best part was spending time with my mom down there, you guys. It was just an amazing spring break. I literally logged on the last day and seen if we could change our flight one more day because we were just having so much fun, but the flights were just crazy expensive that we still left on Saturday and came back to Omaha. But we had tons of fun. I think the biggest highlight, the greatest fun I had, besides all the good food, was my mom. We got into our bee suits, and we went out into the beehives. My mom has, I think there's a bunch of them. She probably has like 8 to 10 beehives by now. But we opened up one of the beehives, you guys, and we went in. We found the queen bee. My mom told us all kinds of cool stuff, like we seen this little thing in one of the hives, and she's like, look at that right there. That's like a queen cell. And you can tell that the bees are getting ready to swarm. And that's when, like, all the bees, they take the new queen, or they want to find a new hive, and they swarm out of the hive, and they try to find a new home with the new queen, I believe. All kinds of cool stuff. It was just amazing. So we just had a wonderful spring break trip. And shout out to my mom and Danny. We had a blast. And they were great hosts for having us over spring break. But you guys, I officially beat sales from last year. I don't think if I mentioned it 2 weeks ago, but it was right around then. I beat sales from last year with the Stomp Chomp Roar Company up to, like 200 shows. It's just wild. This year is just going to be dynamite, you guys. It's just totally wonderful. Last weekend, I went to a birthday party, so happy 7th birthday to Riker. I went out and we did a Mesozoic era birthday party show for him and all of his friends, and it was just amazing. Paul, his dad, they put on just a great party, you guys, and I just had tons of fun, so shout out to them, and I hope, Riker, you had tons of good food. I know we had some great pizza and birthday cake and tons of presents, and I hope you just had an amazing time and a dynamite birthday party that you'll remember forever. Now, you guys, our plug for today, you guys, this episode is brought to you by Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. You guessed it, DCW. We are going to talk about all kinds of dinosaurs in the squared circle today as we let these dinosaurs, these behemoths, these terrible lizards go one-on-one, brother, and they go into just an epic battle. All right, perfect. All right, hey, David, good morning. I see David sitting there in the YouTube chat. Did you see any fossils in Nashville, he asked. We did see some fossils. So Tennessee, you guys, specifically the part of Tennessee that we were in, we were just outside of Nashville, about 45 minutes west of the airport in Bon Aqua, Tennessee, and that's just right outside of Dixon, Tennessee. So from city to town to pretty much like a little village. So Bon Aqua, there isn't any dinosaur fossils there. Tennessee, I'm pretty sure Edmontosaurus is the only dinosaur fossil found in Tennessee. They don't have very good Mesozoic era rock layers. So they have stuff from even before the dinosaur. So some of the rock quarries there, you guys, that are dumping all kinds of things around, driveways and everything, you find all kinds of coral. That's right. So coral lived in the water. It's a plant that's in the water. All living things can become fossils. So those corals, you just find them everywhere. And I even have a few that I brought home from this trip, you guys. It was just amazing. You just find all kinds of little shells in the imprints in the rock layers, you guys, in the sedimentary rock, and all kinds of coral fossils. It was tons of fun. But you guys, let's go ahead and move into segment number 1. That is Steggy's Pizzeria. Steggy's Pizza. We got some boxes back there behind me. And not this little mouse. We'll move the little mouse. We'll grab a pizza box. There's the Godfather. I got to get this updated, you guys. Shout out to Godfathers. What was it? Today's Friday. So on Tuesday, I believe, Godfather's Pizza, Facebook, they released the new Godfather. So this Godfather retired. It was Godfather number 2 of their company. The new Godfather has been released. It was a super cool video they did. So I wonder if they're going to get him on the new boxes. But anyway, let's go ahead and grab one fact, you guys. One fact, everybody knows the rules. So we'll grab a random slice out of our pizza box. Put that box back there. All right. Fossil discoveries show that some giant plant eaters laid eggs in huge nesting colonies with hundreds of nests in one area. That's right, down in South America, you guys, they find sauropod nests, a nesting ground where all the sauropods, you guys, Argentinosaurus, all of them, it's just a big, huge nesting ground. And remember, we just talked about dinosaur eggs last week or 2 weeks ago. And we talked about how sauropod eggs, they're more of a sphere. So they're spherical. They're more like ball-shaped, like a grapefruit. They're leaving all those egg nests of all those sauropods out there. And they've got the protection of the herd. So what meat eater is going to have the guts to stomp into that nesting ground with all those mama sauropods and want to try and take action on some of those egg nests? It would have been extremely, extremely hard. So, you guys, fossil discoveries do show that giant plant eaters laid huge nesting colonies with over hundreds of nests in one area, and that's specifically down in South America. Perfect. There was our one fun fact for today, you guys. One fact, everybody knows the rules. That's right. All right, it is time. How are we going to do this? It's going to be great, you guys. Let me get this ready. This is going to be epic. An epic battle. It's just going to be Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, herbivores and carnivores, welcome to Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. I'm your host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and we are live from the Dino Bus Arena. Let's talk about predators versus prey and everything that makes an epic dinosaur battle truly epic. It is time for DCW, Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. Okay, what is a predator? What is a predator? A predator, you guys? They're hunting, right? They are animals that survive by hunting other animals. Predators hunt other animals, and prey is an animal that is being hunted. So a lot of times, mainly you think carnivores, the meat eaters, are the predators, and herbivores are the prey. Now, they don't necessarily always have to be herbivores. Carnivores would hunt other carnivores. You see crocodiles eating other crocodiles sometimes. Isn't that just wild? So any kind of animal can be prey. I could be prey if I was standing right there next to a T-Rex, but I would make sure to stand perfectly still, and he wouldn't see me. That's just a fib. That's just Jurassic Park. But anyway, guys, predators survive by hunting other animals, and prey are animals that are being hunted, okay? Let's talk about weapons of the dinosaurs. What kind of weapons, brother, could these dinosaurs have? Did they have those big pythons on their arms? Those big biceps and triceps? Well, maybe a little bit, but let's talk about those teeth. Those teeth, the bite force, those have to be the carnivore's number one. That's right, David. Do you smell what the Spinosaurus is cooking? Is that right? I think that's how it went, David. It's the Spinosaurus, not the rock, brother. All right, here we go, okay? Dinosaur teeth and bite force. Think about T-Rex, Giganotosaurus. Those guys, they have just massive jaws. 50 to 60 teeth on a T-Rex. Spinosaurus, Giganotosaurus could have even more of them. Spinosaurus has more of the smaller conical-like teeth. I believe up to 60, 70, maybe 80 even teeth in their jaws, okay? So they have ginormous jaws. The T-Rex, Giganotosaurus. Immense bite forces. T-Rex, I've read, 12 to 15,000 pound bite force. That's like an elephant sitting on you and crushing you with its massive weight. That is the weight or the bite force of our Tyrannosaurus Rex. So think about those teeth. Teeth are an ultimate weapon. Bite force, another weapon. Claws. Think about Therizinosaurus, Utah raptor. Those are massive claws. Therizinosaurus with the biggest claw of any creature ever found. Up to 36 inches in length. That is a massive claw. Now, even though they might not be a carnivore, a meat eater, they could probably still use it for a little bit of protection, because I don't think they were scratching their backs every day with those massive claws. Utah raptor is one of the biggest meat eater carnivore claws. Think about Jurassic Park velociraptors and then times that by 3 or 4. That massive sickle-like claw of the Utah raptor would definitely do damage on any kind of dinosaur. So we got teeth, bite force, claws. Now, what kind of armor? We've got Ankylosaurus, the Stegosaurus. We've got all those scutes, osteoderms on the back of those tank-like dinosaurs. Ankylosaurus covered in all kinds of armor. Armor on its eyelids, on the back of its neck back here. It's got that club-like tail. Stegosaurus, the Thagomisers. Those big spikes on the back of their tail. They got all those plates down their back, you guys, going back and forth, kind of like maybe like some dominoes kind of going down their backs, you guys. One on the left, one on the right, and then it goes all the way down their back. Total protection, protecting their backs. Now, yes, their sides, they are still not protected like maybe a Kentrosaurus with those shoulder spikes. So it has a little bit of area where maybe it could do some damage from a carnivore dinosaur, a predator, but those plates definitely still have to be some kind of protection, even though some people think maybe they weren't totally used for protection, maybe just a little bit of changing colors, maybe different colors, they could attract mates, maybe just recognition with their herd and whatnot. So definitely some armor as well, okay? So we got armor from those Thyreophora type dinosaurs, plates, scutes, osteoderms, you guys. Think about speed and agility. Velociraptor, Ornithomimus. Those dinosaurs are quick. They're fast. They're able to maybe go in and jab and then run away. They're able to chase down their prey. So speed and agility are also going to be a big weapon for the dinosaurs. Think about size. Sauropods. Those adult sauropods, when they get to be adult heights, no meat eater, T-Rex, Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, why would they go try and mess with an adult sauropod? They would have to be so hungry, or know that the adult is wounded. Maybe it's hurt. Okay, we can go in for the strike. But an adult, healthy sauropod, they had to have just the perfect life. They're eating salads, and they don't have a fear in the world. That would just be great. Think about intelligence. So think of Troodon, Deinonychus. They are problem solvers. Those dinosaurs, you guys, they could have possibly hunted in packs. Or what if they were hunting solo? Their brains to their body size is just the best of the dinosaurs. So they are the smartest ones. They could What if they could analyze their battle and they could talk to their pack, you guys, and put together a strategy to take down a Triceratops or some kind of hadrosaur duckbill dinosaur? That would just be wild. Now think about hunting in packs versus solo. What do you think's better? Would you be a pack hunter or would you be a solo hunter? Now T-Rex, you might not need the pack. Velociraptor, you're going to need the help from your friends out there as you're down hunting for all kinds of food. Are you an ambush predator, or do you like to go face to face with your prey? So ambush, you're making a sneak attack. You're sneaking in, maybe slashing and dashing with your velociraptor claws. Whereas face to face, maybe you're not scared to walk right up to that Triceratops and say, "Look here, brother, you're going to be my lunch for tonight." That would just be an epic battle in proportions. Now, could some dinosaurs have avoided fights altogether? Maybe they were smart enough not to know to find any kind of danger. They're able to stay away from those predators, you guys. Or maybe even the predators don't like to get into any fights where they might get hurt, but they could still go in and ambush a prey and be able to get a good lunch or dinner to keep their bellies fed. So those, you guys, are all kinds of weapons. Teeth, bite force, claws, armor, speed, agility, size, intelligence. So even though some of those aren't like true weapons like teeth or claws, they are weapons that would be used in a battle. Armor is a great defense. Speed, intelligence, size, those are all kinds of things that we would use on the battlefield in some of the most epic dinosaur battles. What are you spewing over there, David? Spinoscena. You can't see the Spinoscena. The best wrestler. Oh, Roman Reigns, the Usos, the Undertaker, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is not going to finish his 10th story this WrestleMania. We got The Rock and the one and only the GOAT, John Cena. Bum-ba-da-da. Those are all great wrestlers, David. We are definitely going to talk about some more wrestlers before the show is over for today. Now, let's also talk about the environment. Environment also matters, you guys. Is the battle in a forest, a swamp, maybe in the open plains, or what about an epic water fight between the Spinosaurus and some other creatures? Maybe two Spinosaurids going one-on-one. That would just be totally cool in the water world. So even the environment's going to matter. I always get the question, T-Rex, Spinosaurus, who would win in an epic dinosaur battle between those two big theropod-type dinosaurs? Now, what I think it comes down to, it's going to come down to the environment. Are they fighting in T-Rex's home, or are they fighting in Spinosaurus's home? Because whichever one they're in, even though we know this is a fantasy battle, whichever one they're in, it's going to help the other one. Home field advantage matters. If you're fighting in somewhat of a forest, the open plains, no real water around, it's going to help the T-Rex. The T-Rex knows its environment. If you're in the swampy marshes and the Spinosaurus can kind of move from water to water and as it comes in and fights a T-Rex, that's going to help the Spinosaurus. So environment also matters. Now we get fossil evidence of these battles. We've got combat injuries. We got bite marks on bones and even healed wounds. That's right. We can see wounds that have healed on the bone of their fossils, you guys. So, and there's even a really cool one that I've read about before where there's a thagomizer hole in the thigh bone of an Allosaurus. Now, I can't remember I don't think it died. I think it healed somewhat, but still left that hole in the bone where that thagomizer fits perfectly, unless it did take it out and the Allosaurus sadly died that day. But you guys, we do get all kinds of fossil evidence proving that there's all kinds of dinosaur battles happening back during the Mesozoic era. But let's think about this for a minute. Here are some questions for the listeners, okay? Who was the ultimate dinosaur fighter? What dinosaur would have always won 100% of the time? Who was the strongest, the fastest, the best defense, and the most dangerous overall? What dinosaur would walk into any dinosaur battle? I'm just getting chills thinking about it. What dinosaur would walk into any dinosaur battle and say, "Hey, I'm eating you for lunch today, and there's nothing you can say, do, strike about it"? Who would it be? Who would you pick? I want to know, who would you pick to be the ultimate dinosaur fighter? I think Gosh, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. We got to know, let's just strike out all the plant-eating dinosaurs, okay? They don't got the teeth. They don't got the claws like the meat eaters. Do we go straight to T-Rex? Do we say, hey, let's take a step back. Let's go Spinosaurus. They are taller if it's walking on two legs. We're holding on hope it's a two-legged theropod dinosaur. No four-legged Dimetrodon-like Spinosaurus for me quite yet. I need to see more fossil evidence. Is it the Giganotosaurus? What about Carcharodontosaurus? What about maybe Utah Raptor? It's got the pack in its advantage. Or Dakota Raptor. Which one would you pick to be the ultimate dinosaur fighter? Now, I know T-Rex has to be up there for me. They're on the Mount Rushmore of my dinosaurs. So T-Rex, would I want to pick that one out of any dinosaur? It's probably pretty close. I know you guys know I love Spinosaurus, but T-Rex definitely would be an ultimate dinosaur fighter at DCW, Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. Now, you guys, we've got real-life battles, real-life matchups, and we've got fantasy fights. So like how we do here with our prehistoric cage match, we've got fantasy battles, right? We got battles between dinosaurs that never lived together, whether that be in time, they're in the Jurassic, they're in the Triassic, they're in the Cretaceous, or maybe they lived on separate sides of the world. Yes, we had Pangea, but as the Mesozoic era went on, Pangea split up. We're getting T-Rex in North America. We got Spinosaurus in Northern Africa. So dinosaurs are split up by the waterways because the oceans are growing during the Mesozoic era. And then we know we got time. So all kinds of different things that are splitting up the dinosaurs. So even though they are all dinosaurs, we do know that a lot of them didn't live together, so we're throwing these fantasy battles into it just to say who would win if they truly had seen each other one day. So some dinosaurs actually lived together, and some were in possible battles. But always remember, dinosaurs didn't fight for fun. They fought to survive. That's right. The dinosaurs had to fight to survive for freedom. They had to be able to win the day back in the Mesozoic era. So you guys, that is our segment on Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. We talked about weapons of the dinosaurs, the environment, some fossil evidence, the ultimate dinosaur fighter, and then even some matchups, some real life that we'll talk about, like T-Rex, Triceratops, or T-Rex Stegosaurus. That's a fantasy battle. They never saw each other long, long ago. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and move into segment number 3, and that is our prehistoric cage match for today. So we should have enough time. What I wanted to do, since this is our dinosaur battle episode, I'm going to do a quick 3 dinosaur battles, okay? So normally we just do one prehistoric cage match, and I go along with a little bit more of a story around it. Today, we're going to try and do 3 quick matchups. And this is going to be our DinoMania. Instead of WrestleMania, it's DinoMania at DCW, Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. So let's go ahead and let's get some of our first dinosaurs. All right, here's our wheel. Let me grab our wheel right here for our prehistoric cage match. We will spin this up. There it spins. It spins around. Who will we get? Let's hopefully get a couple good. Who is it going to be? The Herrerasaurus, a Triassic period meat eater. Technically not truly a theropod, more of somewhat of a basal. But here, let's go ahead and remove Herrerasaurus. We'll do one more spin here. One more spin. Let's see. Herrerasaurus versus the Gastonia. We'll remove this plant-eating dinosaur. We will come over here. Let's go into our prehistoric cage match. Our first showdown for the evening. We got our Herrerasaurus. Where is this one? Our Herrerasaurus, you guys, is up to 13 feet long, 4 feet high, and 460 pounds. It's a very, very early theropod, you guys. Serrated teeth and 3 claws. Against that Gastonia, a clubless Ankylosaurus, you guys. Side spikes, 20 feet long, 5 feet high, and can weigh 2 tons. All right, so essentially, Herrerasaurus is going to have a tough one here. Herrerasaurus is smaller than our Gastonia. So Gastonia is going to have its size advantage. Now, what if Herrerasaurus is fighting in somewhat of a pack system? I believe if Herrerasaurus was fighting in a pack, it would be able to get the Gastonia down. Gastonia would lose the matchup. Now, let's say it is one-on-one. It is truly those two versus each other. It would be a lot harder for Herrerasaurus to be able to take down that Gastonia that's 2 tons. Gastonia could just crush it, roll over, and crush that Herrerasaurus. But for today, you guys, we will go with its intelligence, even though it's very early Triassic. That's right, that is true. Early Triassic, would they be as smart? Or are they going to be able to get the pack? I just don't think so. So, you guys, let's go ahead with our first champion of today, the Gastonia. We're going Gastonia, you guys, with that one. Gastonia is our first winner. All right, let's go ahead and let's spin our wheel again, okay? Here, let me grab a couple things here. Bear with me. David, you want a Gastonia too? Perfect. Gastonia is champion number 1. All right, let's go ahead and get our wheel here. Where's our PCM wheel? I lost it. It's gone. There it is. All right, let's go ahead and give it another spin. Gastonia 1. Ooh, maybe after we get the 3 winners, we can have a triple threat matchup for the true champion. All right, looks like a Stygimoloch. Stygimoloch, somewhat of a Pachycephalosaurus. Pachycephalosaurus, kind of like creature, a little bit smaller. All right, we'll remove Stygimoloch. Spin again. Stygimoloch against. Come on, give us something good here. Oh no! Oh gosh, here we go, folks. This is the moment we've been waiting for. Let's remove Indominus Rex, okay? Indominus Rex. All right, let's go ahead into our prehistoric cage match. Let's go, David. Let's get this one going. We've got a Stygimoloch. Our Stygimoloch, where is he here in my dinosaur facts? It's 10 feet long, 5 feet high, 200 pounds, a small Pachycephalosaurus, a dome head. Stygimoloch, 10 feet long, 5 feet tall. But I don't think any of that is going to matter because it is going up against the Indominus Rex. 55 feet long, 22 feet high, 6 tons. It's a hybrid. It's got Rexy, Giganotosaurus, Therizinosaurus, some snake, fish, frog DNA. This one is a behemoth. You don't want to mess with Indominus Rex. So the bell has rung. We are in the squared circle. And our winner, Indominus Rex. We didn't even have to talk about that one, folks. Indominus Rex leaned down and it pecked our Stygimoloch like it was a shrimp cocktail at the party, okay? Indominus Rex, boom, winner. All right, let's go ahead and let's get another spin. That's right, game over. Stygimoloch is done. All right, let's grab our wheel again. PCM wheel. Come on, if we can get a meat eater in this last 2 spins. Come on, who do we got? Glyptodon. We don't need an Ice Age creature in here. We were all dinosaurs. And this is Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to close it. And we're going to spin again. All right, we're spinning again. We got to have dinosaurs. This isn't Ice Age Championship Wrestling, all right? All right. The Pentaceratops. That's what I'll take. Pentaceratops. Got some great horns. All right, we'll remove that one. Pentaceratops versus... Drum roll. Give us I don't know. Ankylosaurus. It'll do. All right, we'll remove this. But I think we all know where this is going to go. We'll remove that one. All right, let's go into our arena, you guys. First up, we've got the Pentaceratops. So Pentaceratops, 23 feet long, 15 feet high, and could weigh 5.5 tons. It had an 8-foot skull, the largest neck frill, and 3 horns. That's our Pentaceratops. So a ceratopsian with the biggest neck frill. That's our Pentaceratops. Against, who were we fighting against? Was it, Ankylosaurus? I believe that was, no. Yeah, I think it was Ankylosaurus, right, David? Ankylosaurus, up to 30 feet long, 4 feet high, 4 tons. It has a 30-inch bony tail club. All right, Ankylosaurus versus Pentaceratops. Now, this is going to be our closest matchup of the evening, okay? Pentaceratops, great frill, 3 horns. Ankylosaurus has that club tail. So as they enter into the battle, this one's going to be hard because the Pentaceratops is going to easily start trying to strike it with its horns. But if Ankylosaurus can quickly use a little bit of agility and swing its tail club around, it can start to use that tail club to its advantage. So essentially, it's horns versus tail club. Now the tail club, it has a lot of force to it. I believe how they gauge it. Is it in newtons? I believe so. The amount of force that the tail club, you guys, can impact onto bone. It would destroy that neck frill, you guys. It would just, I think at the end of the day, let's go ahead and pick it. We're taking Ankylosaurus. So the Ankylosaurus, I believe, would dominate. Not necessarily dominate, but it would overcome the Pentaceratops, okay? So who are our winners? Gastonia, Indominus Rex, and our Ankylosaurus. So let's go ahead one more time for our DCW. We will enter into the arena. We've got the Gastonia, the Indominus Rex, and the Ankylosaurus. The bell rings. They come all into the squared circle for our championship battle to see who will take home the gold and win DinoMania here at DCW. I think the Indominus Rex would quickly take out Gastonia. Gone. Poof. Gastonia only lasted a mere 3 seconds. Then it's Ankylosaurus, Indominus Rex. I'm pretty sure these two, don't they have some kind of altercation in the actual movie in Jurassic World? I think, isn't it? I believe so. When the kids are in the little sphere ball, do they see each other? I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it again for the 200th time. But you guys, anyway, Indominus Rex and Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus going to be able to get in a few hits. It'll be kind of like an ankle biter, okay? A few ankle bites onto the Indominus Rex. Indominus Rex is going to start trying to bite down, but those scoots, those osteoderms, the armor is helping the Ankylosaurus. But our Indominus Rex is too smart. It realizes what it has to do. It flips it over, you guys. It flips the Ankylosaurus on its back like a turtle, and it's able to get at the soft belly side of the Ankylosaurus. And at the end of the day, our DCW champion, Dinosaur Championship Wrestling winner, the Indominus Rex. That is perfect. Indominus Rex, I wish there would have been another meat eater to go battle with this one, you guys. But it was still a good matchup for today. Indominus Rex is our winner. And you guys, right here, we've got its championship belt. So I'm Ranger Anthony, and I am the manager for the Indominus Rex, brother. If you want to get the gold for Indominus Rex, you're going to have to make an appointment with me in the Dino Bus, and we will talk about your contract. But until then, you guys, no one is going to be challenging the Indominus Rex for the time being. He's got to rest. It was a hard battle today, but a hard battle that it won. And it's going to take some time off, and it's going to keep on to its gold, you guys. It's got the riches. Our Indominus Rex is the champion of today for DCW Championship Wrestling, brothers. All right, you guys, that's our belt right there. But you guys, why did we pick this episode? Here, let me go ahead and close some of these things so we can get back to our normal stuff. Possibly, if I can close out of these windows. Perfect. All right, there we go, you guys. Now, you guys, thank you all so much, all my dinosaur wrestling fans, for joining us today. DCW. WrestleMania is this weekend. So if you watch the WWE, I had to pick some kind of battle episode for this weekend because tonight we got SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown. The Hall of Fame ceremony is directly afterwards. And then Saturday, Sunday, we've got 2 nights of Ultimate Wrestling. And I'm cheering for Pat McAfee and Randy Orton. Randy Orton's going to get his 15th championship when he defeats Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes had to finish his story 2 years ago, last year, probably 3 years ago. This year, he's got to finish. He's always finishing his story, okay? So Randy Orton's going to get number 15. Now, tomorrow, you guys, I'm also hosting a Dino Bus Discovery Day. That's right, you guys. I'm doing a free event right here in the Dino Bus. So we're taking the Dino Bus over to the Linden Market Hy-Vee, if you live here in Omaha, 132nd and Dodge Street. We're doing a free Dino Bus Discovery Day from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You can come check out inside the Dino Bus, play a few dinosaur games. The first 100, that's right, the first 100 kids will get a little replica amber piece. Little amber, it's super cool. It's like a little amber jewel that I'll be giving away. They're pretend, but I'll still hand them out to the first 100 kiddos. So, super excited. WrestleMania this weekend. We got some great, I'll be going for Roman Reigns. We got Randy Orton. Who else? There are just so many great matchups. And we're looking forward to a great night. Great 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights, because we got SmackDown and Raw on Friday and Monday. So 4 nights of wrestling. It's going to be great. If only someone could come up with some kind of dinosaur character where they were like the prehistoric man or something cool like that. Or the museum dude. Or Dino dude. Now, you guys, I also got this weekend 3 birthday parties. It's a 3 birthday party weekend, so I wanted to give out some shout-outs to all those kids I'll be visiting this weekend. So, happy 3rd birthday to Deacon, happy 4th birthday to Grayson, and happy 5th birthday to Winston. So, I hope you guys all, whether this weekend is your actual birthday or maybe it's just your birthday party, I can't wait to come celebrate with you and all of your friends. This morning, I got all the party prep. I did some of the party prep for all 2 of the birthday parties. I got a Mesozoic and 2 Triassics. So the 2 Triassics, they get the little I make these little supply bags and put their names on them, and then they can get a couple trinkets in there. And then the Mesozoic, they get like my show, so they get to watch the actual Ranger Anthony fossil cart show. And then we do a fossil dig at all 3 of those birthday parties. The volcano experiments, Paleo will be there, our baby Spinosaurus. But again, happy birthday to Deacon, Grayson, and Winston. I can't wait to come celebrate with you guys this weekend. But before we go for today, I got to bring in our quick dinosaur joke. So we got a dinosaur joke for today. Who's driving past the Ranger's house? I'm glad the sound worked out great today, you guys. 2 weeks ago, there was a water main break in my neighborhood. Not to get too deep into it, but they just fixed the driveway to my neighbor, and then 2 houses down, they tore up the road by the stop sign. So, of course, when I was about to get on for today, there's all this construction out there. What are you saying, David? Mr. Anthony, I have a new Jurassic World survival Stegosaurus watching in horror as his cousin was defeated. That's right, his cousin Ankylosaurus was defeated. David, are you logging off? See you, Mr. Anthony. But I do believe that I was the true, undefeated dinosaur wrestling champion. That would be me, David. I got the wrestling belt here, and this is going to the Indominus Rex, the true champion of DCW. But you guys, all right, our joke before we log off for today, okay? Nope, that's not it. That was our segment right there. Let me scroll down. Here it is. All right. Why did the Spinosaurus win the fight? Why did the Spinosaurus win the fight? That's our joke. What do you think? Why did the Spinosaurus win the fight? It's not because it's Ranger Anthony's favorite dinosaur. It's not because he's the biggest dinosaur. It's not because he's got the coolest sail or the coolest crocodilian-like teeth or snout or somewhat of an eel-like tails. Why did the Spinosaurus win the fight? Is because he made the biggest splash. Splash! Do you get it? Spinosaurus jumps in the water for food. He makes a big splash. A big splash is also like someone that does such a great job. So the Spinosaurus wins the fight because he made a big splash. And there you have it. Spinosaurus is truly my winner. Don't tell Indominus Rex, though. All right, you guys, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the bell button so you get notified when I go live. We've had over 100 new subscribers over the last couple weeks. But you guys, if you don't hit the bell button, you don't get notified when I jump on live or post some of my new shorts. Go ahead and if you go to my YouTube channel, you can click on Shorts, and you'll see some of the videos I've been doing. So one of them was from Nashville when we went to the Nashville Zoo. I went on a dino trek. So they had all the animatronic dinosaurs there. And I took all kinds of videos of them and put together a fun little 45-second video of all their cool animatronic dinosaurs. So go onto my YouTube channel, Stomp Chomp Roar on YouTube, hit the shorts, and you can just sit there and go down all my shorts that I've been doing lately. They're so much fun to record and edit and put together. Also, go to my Facebook page. You can see pictures from my vacation, all kinds of fun things, and even visit StompChompRoar.com for all your dinosaur needs. All right, but I think it's time to log off for today. After this, you guys, after my podcast, I got to clean the bus, get it ready for the Dinosaur Discovery Day tomorrow, the Dino Bus Discovery Day, and then I got to do some more birthday party prep, and then I'm making a new volcano. I think I might try and do a reel for it or a short. I'm building a new volcano for this summer's new show. So I think I'm going to try and put together a short little video that I can post on social media too. So go ahead, subscribe to YouTube, hit the bell button, get notified about all of our latest actions. But thank you guys so much for listening to DCW. This is Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. Your ultimate epic, just the best prehistoric battles, you guys. Who would win in these ultimate showdowns between these terrible lizards? That's DCW, Dinosaur Championship Wrestling. And I think I need to go get that trademarked, at least. Get that trademarked for anything that I might use in the near future. Or at least I've said it on air now. So if someone tries to trademark it, I can come back and be like, wait a minute, I did it first, and try to win. But that would be super cool. DCW. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and close. I am just starting to rant on now so that we don't have to end the podcast, because they are definitely one of my favorite parts of every Friday morning. But let's go ahead and do our closing slogan for today as we log off for episode number 21 of KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio. Now, always remember, thanks to the dinosaurs for giving us this passion. But this is our world now. Get out there, do something good, and never be afraid to show your claws. Dinosaur Ranger Anthony signing out. We'll see you guys next time on DCW.